It is our time to start from the heart, share from the heart, and really bring BEMER to every single home, every single barn across North America. And so today I'm really excited to have our presenters who are going to be sharing with you some of their best practices. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And so we're very thrilled to have them. Each of these leaders have been recognized throughout the year in 22, and also most of them in the month of January in the top 10. And if they weren't in the top 10, they were working on it and building it big. So their vision of what they're going to be sharing are really the best sales practices and best steps to help grow your business. We're first going to hear about mindset and how making sure having the right mindset leads to creating a great plan and having the steps to take as you move your business forward. Then we're going to hear more about how to take that plan and really get it into action. What are those word choices that you can use? How can you reach out and do those follow-ups that are going to help you to better connect with the people that you're meeting? And finally, we're going to hear about presentation and how to really maximize what we share about BEMER and also some presentation tips. So I'm excited to start off. We have in the house right now, I'm going to give her a moment to come onto the screen. We have Rowena and Joseph Murray. You saw Rowena just recognized right now number 11 in personal sales volume. She is an organization manager. And let's make sure that she can come onto screen right now. And Rowena has done just a fantastic job. She has so many wonderful ideas of how to connect, how to build, and how she works with her team members to really help them to take the next step. Oh, there she is. And so it's my great honor and privilege to introduce Rowena. Take it away, Rowena.
Go ahead.
Joseph. I have Joseph too on there. Get in there, Joseph.
We're working off of an iPad here, so bear with us. All right. Well, you asked to talk a little bit about mindset, so we want to keep this short for everybody. We start out with 2 points of our mindset. Obviously, in the business we're in and the gift that we have is health and finance. So our mindset is we created a health and freedom website, and we call that our family. BEMER is our family, as we all talk about it, but we live that as a mindset. So in this current situation where we're at, we are progressing tremendously because we have the best medical device in the market. And right now, we have the Essential at a price that's just phenomenal. So those that have been into the business, you should be excited about that. And we're permeating that mentality or that mindset to our family. With the motivation of the 25th anniversary coming up, we're excited. We want to bring everybody on our team to that event and have them get recognized. How do we do that? We have to help them with that mindset of building with what we have, the best medical device out there right now for your health and for your endurance and for your energy and all of that. We know that. And it's the Essential set. We're starting to forget a little bit, some people, that we've got an amazing price point here. And they're only so close to getting to the point where they can be recognized and get to the Orlando event. And that's kind of what we want to talk about. We want to talk about everything that you have now, not what could be coming. We don't even waste our time with that because we have a short window here to build the biggest and the best team we have and make as many people healthy as possible. How do you do that? You do that with the Essential set that we have now. All of the benefits of the Essential set, from the signal, et cetera, are not changing. So why are you looking for something different? You have the excellent tool right now that we've already built a business on and that we can build even better and bigger for the next few months and beyond. So if price point's been an issue, corporate has answered that, and we've had a great boom in sales, and we want to continue that momentum. So that's what we're focusing on, is our mindset. Build our team, get them financially ready, and think about it. If you're financially ready now and you're building your team now, what happens in July? Well, that's something to look forward to. The change will come. That's a new thing. That's, you know how the businesses are. Something new excites everybody. Well, now you've built up a business and you've built your base bigger and stronger. So now when you go into a new product line per se with the Evo, you exponentially grow your business. Every one of your distributors that have built up financially because you've helped them build a nest egg or build them financially from now to then can buy that new Evo. Think about the points and everything that you're going to do in the rank and advancement. And then how excited they will be to have some new product, and they've already built a business and they've got a base. So if you can build your seniors and your group leaders from now to then, your business is going to expand exponentially with the new product line. So we're totally focused on what we have because it is the best and it's what we built our whole business on.
So our thing is to motivate everybody to reach their financial and health goals. And we keep it simple. We just want them to be successful in their BEMER business. And there must be knowledge and confidence and to share BEMER, the product, and also BEMER, the business. So we have 4 steps that we have everyone go through. It's commit to going to a BEMER Academy. Also, second one would be the BEMER experience, have a BEMER watch party or actually watch a BEMER presentation. Then we have C as a clarity, where your training, your distributor library, the team up calendar, and the most important thing is the blueprint for success, building your contacts list and action steps, setting appointments, making presentations and doing a demonstration on the BEMER, following up and providing the right information. And then there's also a fast track that leads by example, and celebrate and recognize your success. And number 7, I think that should be done first. It's create a business plan, because I think you need to have a business plan so you know where you're going. And then the D is duplication. We want to make sure that they repeat the 4 steps so they have income productive revenue. And once they go through that or not, this will identify themselves from their efforts. This is how I plan my time. I work with the runners and I work with them daily to get them to senior and group leader as quickly as possible. It includes them every event, and introduce them to a leader. And so, for example, I break it down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. For example, 120 touches for the month, that comes out to 30 touches a week and then 4 touches a day. Touches can be a text, a phone call, an email, or BEMER share. Then we have the walkers. I develop a timeline to get them to senior and pay for their BEMER, and it expands their dream once they see the income is real. And then we have the strollers. They invite them to all the events, teach them how to share with their family and friends using the BEMER, and help them get their first sale. We've always had the philosophy, the more bodies that you put on BEMERs, you're likely to have someone join your BEMER family. And we do keep in mind Randy Hood's concept, at least tell 2 personal sales a month, which will guarantee usually approximately $30,000 a year. And I believe when someone comes into our BEMER family, they're truly our BEMER family, because they're so excited. It's just like having a newborn coming in. And they're excited. They need that foundation. They need to be fed. Then we get them to senior. Then that's like they graduated from elementary school. And then we get them to group leader. They're in middle school. And then, of course, when they get to team manager, they are basically on their way building a BEMER family. So those are the 4 steps that we like to share with someone coming in. And we definitely like to make sure that everyone's duplicating that system.
Yeah, I mean, it's important. We don't know what the pace or what the motivation of all the distributors that you bring in or people that just are our customers. So we find that out and we spend the time with the ones that want to run to get them up and running, because we are, in essence, building a business. And those that see that or have that experience, we can get them there quicker. but we still nurture, because we have that family mindset, nurture the ones that maybe don't have sale experience or don't feel comfortable talking to people. So we create the events that they can participate in some small way, or whether we have a booth and they can help give BEMER sessions, things like that. So we ease them in so that they can transition up to the next level. We really think that if you can spend a little bit of time, and Rowena's really good at that, checking where people are at, sending out a little spreadsheet, telling them, hey, you're only 2 away, 1 away, 3 away from a rank advancement. That motivates people, and it also shows that as a leader that you're caring about where they're at and what they want to achieve on their certain goals. Like Zig Ziglar said, if you help other people be successful, you will be successful too. It's inevitable. So that's kind of our mentality. We create it and treat it like a family, and we want everybody to get to the 25th event, and we want to help them. The only way to do that is sell the essential set, have them share that, and make a lot more people healthy. Yeah.
Back to you, Julie.
Awesome. Well, I know there was a lot of comments, and I hope you get a chance to see the chat if you didn't see that on your screen. And, one of the great things as I was speaking with Rowena and with Joseph is that they have this plan, and the plan is really important because they're identifying right from the get-go, as she was talking about, the runners and who are the walkers and who are the ones that maybe are crawling because they're just figuring it out, right? And it might be from a confidence perspective, it might be just learning more. They need more information before they feel confident in moving forward. So again, I think those are excellent what you shared. I hope you all jotted some notes as you went through. And Rowena, Joseph, thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate you and your time and your sharing today. So absolutely, thank you. So now we're going to take that. So now that we have that mindset, we're looking at bringing it forward. We're carrying our mission of bringing BEMERs to the world, really to all of North America. And how do you start having some of those connection points? How do you start having those conversations? What are some questions that you might ask along the way? And so I'm excited to bring to screen next one of our leaders, David Olson. He is a team manager. You saw him ranked in top recognition, not just in January, but also from last year. And let's see if we can get David back on screen here. There he is. All right. And David, just again, thank you so much in advance for sharing. And I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thanks, Julie. Yeah, so I've been involved about 8 years full time. And when I was new, I think some of the pitfalls we all experience when we're new is we are so excited we're having this great experience and we can be a little evangelical. And then naturally, the people that we put down on our list are our closest friends and our family members. And I think a lot of us has found, there's exceptions to this, but in hindsight, looking back, they were the most challenging group of people that I tried to introduce to BEMER. Too much information, doing a 30-minute science presentation when I should just be piquing curiosity. And my 2 sisters, God bless them, within a few months are just like, oh my gosh, enough about the BEMER, please. And so I realized with these people that I was so close with, like my best friend, I was his best man, he was my best man. I just had to really step back and start being way more subtle. And I learned I had much more success with people that I had more of an arm's length relationship with. And, the people that were closest to me, they all have come around. That gentleman, my best man, it took him 7 years. But of course, I had to get the significant other on board. And that's something we forget about too when we're new. But I had way more success with these people that I wasn't so close with. And then I just had to understand that, timing's not right for somebody. And I tell myself, not right now. With your permission, can I follow up with you in fall of 2023 or spring of 2024? And then I'd use Google Calendar to make sure they're not slipping through the cracks. And, we know that our audience is anybody who's got blood. But when you're new, you don't have the boldness that you have after you've been involved for a long time. And that audience will grow. Just trust. In the beginning, it can be tough because you're getting shot down by your 2 sisters, getting shot down by your best friends, and this list that you created of these people that, you're so excited to change their lives. You love them, and they're the ones that are shooting you down. It can really be discouraging in the beginning, like, oh my gosh, nobody wants a BEMER. But, Casey Conrad speaks to this a lot. The BEMER's way more fun the more people we talk to. And so don't hover over the same group, broaden that horizon, educate yourself a lot. I encourage people to take virtual academies. There are no charge for these. Take as many as you can, because the more educated you get, the more confident you are in your knowledge. And that helps you broaden that group of people you're willing to talk to. And then understand the difference between piquing somebody's curiosity and the presentation. When you're new, you kind of do it all in one time, and you can put people into a coma. So piquing the curiosity is just getting somebody interested in learning more information. I do this all the time. You're riding on a chairlift. I use this example a lot in academies. It's a captive audience, and you're bantering back and forth. Oh, where are you from? You got kids up here. Are they riders? Are they skiers? And it'll come back to you. Well, what do you do? And I will always say, I got introduced to this medical device out of Germany 8 years ago. It increases blood flow. And their eyebrows almost always go up. And then I say, looking at them very directly, it may not be right for you, but you need to know about this. What's your email address? Now, we know that the text messaging is more effective, but it's pretty invasive with somebody that is new to you. And, I talk about the distant warm market. I'm meeting somebody on a chairlift, so that could be considered cold market because I don't really know them, but you have this commonality. You're up there sharing some kind of an experience. And this could be in all parts of life where there's some commonality between the two of you. So it's kind of a distant warm market in a sense. But pretty invasive to ask for a cell phone number from somebody you don't know. But I will ask for an email address, and then I have to put it in my head as I'm finishing that chairlift ride, so I can get it into my phone when they depart. And then I will use the BEMER Share app to send them some information. The green screen video is what I start with, and I usually follow up. If it's an athlete, I send them Dr. Doug DeOrio's 5 minutes. If not, I send them Dr. Borland's 5 minutes. And then it's just a matter of rewind, play, repeat, rewind, play, repeat. And the more we do this, I describe this sometime in academies where if you pique the curiosity of one person a week for 8 weeks, that's 8 people in 2 months. There's a really good chance that all of them have reasons that they can't bring in a BEMER into their life right now. Maybe they're really not right for BEMER, but maybe, they're refinancing their house and they can't put any more debt on a card, or, college tuitions are coming up, or the water heater just broke, or mom just fell and we're putting her in a facility. All those things that can be happening at the end of the 2 months, you're discouraged because nobody wants a BEMER. But contrast that with piquing the curiosity of 5 people a week. So 8 weeks later, that's 40 people. And there's a really good chance that in those 40 people, there are going to be people that are thinking like you. They're tired of maybe the current healthcare system in the United States. They're looking for alternatives. Maybe they're looking at bioenergy medicine. They've been hearing about PEMF, etc. So it's way more fun if we just pique the curiosity of a lot of people and then have a systematic way of tracking them. I use an Excel spreadsheet so they don't, slip through the cracks. Get them the green screen video, get them something else, ask permission. If the timing's not right, can I follow up with you sometime next fall or a year from now? Make sure you're using Google Calendar to, give yourself a reminder not to let them slip through the cracks, because then BEMER just organically starts ending up into people's lives. So, the nurturers out there, we don't want to think about sales techniques. We just want to change lives. But there are some things that we need to learn. We have to have a lot of people in a pipeline, people that were in different stages of education. We're piquing their curiosity, educating them over time, inviting them to day one of an academy so they can hear the history and science presentation, getting them into a product presentation in the evening, getting them over to your home if they live in proximity for a session. And we're just doing this with a lot of people all the time. BEMERs are going to end up in people's homes. It sells itself. So that's my biggest suggestion. Understand when you're new, you're going to be talking to the people that are closest to you, and they're going to be often the most challenging. And if you can broaden your horizons and start piquing the curiosity of people that you have more of an arm's length relationship with, and then just increase the volume of the peaks. And especially if you're new, remember, get yourself out of the way. Perhaps get them on the phone with some kind of expert in a 3-way call and let that person share their story. answer questions, edify you, give you some credibility. Lastly, when it comes to the Evo set, there's no increased efficacy whatsoever with it. So for me, I want to change a life now. Rowena and her husband spoke to this, rather than have them wait. I want to change their life now. So for me, I'm not even going to talk about the Evo set unless it is to a new distributor, because there's merit in that conversation. But again, I'd rather have them change their life now, and then they have a unit that they can start using when they go out there into the marketplace, and later they can bring an Evo set into their lives. I'm not even going to really talk about it when it comes to prospects that are just going to be customers until the moment it is in the online store and we're shipping, and then I'm going to flip the switch and I'm going to be promoting that BEMER. But until then, I'm just changing people's lives, focusing on the essential set because it's such a great unit and the value is really good. Yeah, the efficacy isn't any different. So I hope that helps. I encourage you to take lots of academies. They'll give you that confidence to broaden your the group, your target audience, obviously. Anybody who's got blood, easier said than done in the beginning, but understand you'll get more confidence and you guys are going to do great. Show some courage and just keep on piquing people's curiosity. I'll leave it at that. Bye-bye.
That's awesome, David. Oh, he hopped off screen so quick. So I know many of you are showing the love in the chat. Make sure you're checking that out, David. Just a lot of great tips and practical tips of how to really strike those conversations. A great system for follow-up. We all know that's always the key, right? Many times that can be the most challenging, is making sure we're following up with all those great connections that we have. And David just has a wonderful approach about always making sure that next connection is talked about. So, could I contact you and state a time frame, or even just asking the person, hey, I'd love to stay in touch with you. When would it be okay to reach out next? So again, just remember, first and foremost, we're human. It's not about the sale. It's about that connection at that point, and knowing that from our hearts, we're working to help and impact more people and more horses too. So, all right. So with that, again, David, thank you so much. And now we're going to shift gears and we are going to bring up Ian Robb. Ian is a TM. He is, my goodness, at so many different events and really out making things happen as far as connecting with people, getting bodies on BEMER, and really seeing that difference that he can make, along with working alongside his team. And so at this point, Ian, I'm going to take it to you.
Absolutely. So Julie asked me to get on this call and treat you guys like my team, because I just got done with a team call and what I personally like about our essential set right now. And there's 6 things that I like about it. First thing is the travel aspect of it all. I find it very valuable when I work with my athletes and with my trainers or my equestrian people, because they're traveling a long ways. The flexibility of being able to travel with it, because the external battery, we can now add to that essential set and be able to use that while we travel. And that's kind of key. That B pad is kind of nice to use while we're flying, whatever's going on. Same thing with the B spot. Second thing that I like about it is the high-low button. You go to settings, and if I'm traveling, I don't want to take my B body, I could possibly use that B pad and be able to use that. You could learn a little bit more about that, and by asking your upline a little bit more how we used to use it when we had just the Go set. But also too, I had people that were very sensitive to the signal. So in the beginning, I'd always start them on the low aspect of it all. The third thing that I like about it is that special program that we have. A lot of us have been in BEMER a long time. We call it the sleep program. North or Canada still uses it like that. But that is one of the things that I find valuable for this set that we have right now, is that special program. And I'm going to give you guys a tidbit right there too. Try using that program with your people. I talk a lot about athletes because I work a lot with them, but we're going to talk a lot about visualization. So I use that certain program and I have them visualize on how they're going to compete and what's going on, whether it's a horse trainer or a rider or whatever. I have them visualize what they're kind of doing, tennis player, pickleball player, golf. And that's what we kind of do. And you'll start noticing a difference on how they're doing. We're going to talk a bit more about that hopefully down the road here. Another one that I like, and is a key thing, is the valuable B-sit. I think that's one of our better adapters that we have, applicators that I like to use all the time. So that I think is valuable, and I use it because I have 2 hip replacements. I'm kind of a broken down tennis person myself, so it helps me stay limber and loose and all that stuff. Another one too, the last one here, is called the cost, because I deal with a lot of older people here living in Florida as well, and they're interested in knowing that they're getting a discount compared to what I pay for it. I paid $6,000 for mine. It's $49.90 now, so that is kind of viable for them as well. And the last thing I'm going to tell you about to do for the shows and expos, that if you guys are doing this, is kind of do a challenge. And you guys can learn more about this on Blog Talk Radio. When Lisa Diamond and I did these, we had challenges. And listen to what we did for challenges for shows and expos. And you'll learn, one is called the Flexibility Challenge. So obviously, I'd have them come into our booth, and for their legs together, go down, see how far they can go down, touch their toes, then come back, use the B body and use the B pad on their lower back, or the B sit, then go back after 8 minutes, have them go and do that again, and they go down further. But the key thing is that they'll notice they go further, but it's when they're coming back up that they notice that they're not strained with their back, and it's almost like they're a cheerleader. That's their aha moment. That's when they really understand what BEMER is doing for them in that aspect of it all. So look, Julie, those are the 6 things that I really enjoy about our essential set right now. Add the B sit to it, add the external battery, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to have lifelong people in your family.
That's awesome. And Ian, any other word choices that you might have as far as like thinking of when you're connecting with people of how to help identify their needs for the product? So you mentioned doing that bend over, touch your toes kind of flexibility. Is there any other word choices or questions that you might ask while you're talking with someone?
The key thing is to listen. I think too many of us go out there and we just kind of just almost give them way too much information about BEMER right off the bat. So you got to listen to the people you're working with. And for that 8 minutes, you can either show them the blood flow video from Dr. Burka, which is excellent, but listen to their issues and tissues, understand what's going on in their body, and then curtail that conversation to what is important for them. So yeah, we could do a flexibility challenge. We could do a recovery challenge. We could do a couple different things, but really understand who your person you're talking to. And then remember, take notes while you're in the booth, understand what their things, and follow up with them, constantly follow up. That's the key thing. But BEMER is such a unique product, and my mom's had one for over 19 years. So she's the one that got me involved with it, and her BEMER still works to this day, not a problem. So knock on wood on that one, but that's the way it goes. And I think it's really valuable to learn more about it and to share what the advantages are of this product right now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ian. And that was exactly it. I wanted you to share. I know you're really big on listening to the person and letting them just naturally share. That's what people do, right? If you give them a moment to share a little bit about themselves and whatever issues they have going on, they will always take lead on that. And sometimes you might learn more than what you ever needed to, but definitely helps as far as that presentation. So again, thank you so much, Ian, for your time and sharing from your heart of how to really have that best impact. And for all of you, so again, just one big shout out to all of our trainers. Let's give them a little more love as we go along. And as we're listening to them, there's a few key nuggets that really came out. One is, making sure that we have that mindset and we have our call to action, right? That we know the plan that we're working towards. And reminded me of a quote from Zig Ziglar that you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And so if you're in your own headspace about what to do next, you heard great tips today. Don't be overwhelmed. Take that first step and start implementing that into your business. And then, we'd love to hear from you. So on the BEMER IBD North America group, I'm going to put a post in there, and we would love to hear about those touches. You heard Rowena talk about, 120 touches. You heard David mention about, looking at the difference between 8 in a month versus 5 per week, what the difference is and the results that you're going to see. So talk about and share, what it is that you're going to take that next step to do. And then, of course, implement and listen, just like Ian was talking about, and really thinking about those key points of the products that we have. So whether you're in the US or Canada, we have great products, and we have products that make a huge difference. What you heard from most of our presenters as well is a little bit about the academy. So I wanted to just put a little plug in right here. If you look at your calendar in the BEMER back office, you are going to see that we have quite a few virtual. I'm not going to list all the virtual ones. You can find those, but we do have coming up in Phoenix. That's the 23rd through the 25th. We have a live academy happening. So that'll be an exciting time for everyone. And we also have St. Petersburg, Florida, from March 30th through April 1st. And then we actually even have coming into April, we have Denver confirmed from April 6th through the 8th. And we're going to continue to add more. Be sure to check back into the calendar, watch the newsletter for all those great updates. And we're looking forward to connecting with you. So again, we want to thank everyone for being with us. Be on the lookout. We are looking at adding additional trainings coming your way on Tuesdays. You'll see and hear more about that very soon. And we're going to be engaging our top leaders, our top growers, to share some more best practices and help everyone as we take those next steps together with BEMER. So again, thanks everyone for being with us today. We appreciate you, your time, and the difference that you're making. Bye, everyone.